Hey, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys different marketing strategies that I've used in the past. Some have worked, some haven't, and I'm going to put them in a tier group from lowest to highest. That way, maybe this could save you guys some time, or maybe give you some ideas on how to start marketing for your insurance agency. Now, I haven't tried everything, but I tried a lot of things. So let's go ahead and get to the list. All right, this wasn't one of the first things I tried. I tried this actually after I was already in the business for a while. I said, let me go ahead and give this a try to see how this would work. And that's direct mail. If you guys don't know, direct mail is just sending off mailings to different neighborhoods for home insurance. I know captive agents do this a lot, where they'll send you mail and say, hey, your home insurance quote is this much. So I did try that. And for me, that didn't work very well. I did get some deals out of it, but overall, I did end up losing money. And I know some people swear by it. I just personally don't even check my mail. And I know most people aren't. And there's going to be less and less people that are checking their mail. So because of that, and because of I lost money and the effort, I'm going to put that in the F category, meaning I personally wouldn't do that again. And I don't recommend it unless you have a winning strategy for that. Now, the next thing, this is one of the first things that I started in my journey, was cold calling. So I used to buy these aged leads and try to cold call them. And I did get some deals out of that. It just took a lot of effort. I mean, you got to call hundreds of people in order to get one deal. And you really have to follow up really well. And these are people that inquired about insurance in the past, but for whatever reason, maybe they didn't buy. So for that, cold calling did give me some deals. And if you're just getting started in the beginning, that might be something that you want to do. But quickly, you want to move on to other things once you start making some money. So for cold calling, I'm not going to put it in the F category because it did work. It just required a ton of effort. So I'm going to put that in the C category. The next thing on the list is social media, organic. Now, with social media, there's two ways to market. It's organic and there's paid. Paid ads is like, you're paying for like Meta ads, Google ads, Instagram ads, versus social media is when you post organically on your personal page or on your business page. Now, social media can work really well, especially if you have something like you're really good at educating people, or if you sold somebody and that person posted about how great you were and then linked you. Also, things like Nextdoor app. If someone mentions you on Nextdoor, you will get leads. So if you're good at organic, that could work really well. The one thing I don't like, or some of the things I don't like about social media organic, is that it's not that scalable. You can't scale as much as you can with paid ads. So for social media, I'm going to put that in the B category. But like I said, if you're really good at it, that can maybe move on to the A category. Now, family and friends, basically, this is just your natural market. In the beginning, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go after your friends and family. And then the bad thing about it is you only have so many friends and family. You're going to be capped. So after that, you're going to have to rely on getting referrals from them. So those are typically high closing percentages because they will give you a chance to quote them. And as long as you're getting a better value, better deal, they will go with you. So for that, I'm going to put that in the same category as social media because those will convert really well. But there's a limit to how many friends and family you have. So it's not that scalable. And you really have to be good at getting referrals from those people. The next thing is Google Business Profile. If you're not familiar with that, Google always changes the name on this. I don't know why, but one of the names was Google Maps, Google My Business. And it's basically when someone searches for something locally, that goes right below the paid ads, but before the SEO ranking. So Google My Business, before I sold my agency, we had over 200 reviews. I think we got close to 300 reviews, and we were consistently getting leads from this. But one of the drawbacks on this is, if you don't know what you're doing, that could take a long time to get ranked. It could take a little bit to get the reviews. Now that I have more experience, I know how to get ranked a lot faster with that. So yeah, that could take a little bit, but once you get that going, it works really well. So for that, I'm going to put Google My Business or Google Business Profile in the A category, because those are also high intent leads that you're getting in your agency. Which comes to the next thing is SEO, which is very similar to Google Business Profile, but this is more not local. It could be local, but this is where you rank after the Google Business Profile. The thing about SEO is that it is a long game. And if you're paying someone to do this, it could get very expensive. So it's not as efficient as something like paid ads. But long term, once you get ranked, it does become a lot easier to get leads. So SEO, I'm going to put that in the B category because it does work, but it does take a lot of money and effort to get ranked. Now, the next thing is going to be paid ads. Now, paid ads is one of my favorite because I learned how to generate leads online very early on when Facebook first started their program for paid ads. And I was probably one of the earlier people that were generating insurance leads through Facebook. And the reason why I like paid ads is because once you know what you're doing, it's pretty consistent and it's scalable, meaning you can track every lead based on what ad you have. And if it's not working, you can just kill it. And when something does work, you just put more money into it to get more leads. So paid ads has really worked well for me in the past. And one thing that you can do with paid ads is you can really target a location. Let's just say for me, home insurance was my niche. You can really target an area that you really want to dominate and just market in that area. So all your money just goes there. And let's just say, you guys sell high value. You just want to target high value homes. You can target that area and run ads there. So that way all your money is going into that. So for paid ads, I'm going to put that in the A group because it is scalable, it is predictable, but it does take a little bit to learn that. And because of that, I'm not going to put it in the S tier because it does take some learning to get it working. The next thing for me is buying leads. Other than cold calling, buying leads was one of the first things that I did because I know when I first started at Liberty Mutual, a lot of people used to buy leads and they were very successful at it. So for every dollar that you paid for leads, you would get $3 back. So it was kind of predictable. The one thing I didn't like about it is that you didn't have full control of the leads. And a lot of times they would not only sell the lead to you, but they would sell it to 2 other insurance agents. And now all of you guys are fighting for that lead. So because of that, because of the control and not it being exclusive, I'm going to put this in the B category because it does work really well. Versus paid ads, you have total control and all of those leads go to you. But you can make it work. If you don't have time to learn paid ads, maybe buy leads while you're learning how to generate your own leads. But eventually you want to be your own marketer and generate your own leads. The next thing, which for me is probably the one I dread the most, and that's networking events. Networking events is things like BNI and your Chamber of Commerce. Now, if you're an outgoing person, this is something you might enjoy doing. For me, I'm an introvert, so I always dreaded doing these. The good thing about it is you will get leads, especially in the beginning, like BNI, and you will make a lot of contacts in different industries. But the one thing I didn't like was going to the meetings, talking to a whole bunch of people. And it's also capped. Once you sell everyone in your group and you're not going to get as many leads as you did in the beginning. And because of that, and because I don't like I know I'm a salesperson and a marketer, and you would think I would like to talk to a lot of people, but I really have to force myself to do that. So because of that, for me personally, I'm going to put this in the C category. And the reason why I don't put it in the F category is because you do get leads from it. Now, if you're an extrovert, this might be an A for you guys. But for me, I'm going to move it to C. Once I was established and got other leads from other sources, I completely stopped the networking events. So I don't know if you're with me on this. You might think the opposite. You might think it's the greatest thing ever, but I'm just giving you guys my experience with it. Now, I saved this one for last because out of everything that I've ever done, this has made me the most money, has made me the best return on my investment and time. And this is what really grew my business, was having referral partners on your side. So I'm going to put that in the S category, and let me talk a little bit about that. Once I started getting loan officers and real estate agents to send me business, my agency, it started getting a lot easier, because it started getting more consistent. And a referral from a loan officer and a real estate agent is pretty much a done deal, unless the deal falls through and they don't purchase that home. And again, because my niche was home insurance, I was able to get with these loan officers, and I'll tell you how I was able to get them here in a bit. But I was able to get these loan officers and close them in a high percentage, and then cross-sell a high number of these clients with auto and life insurance in the future. So with referral partnerships, you guys know back in the day, or maybe it's still the case, these loan officers, every insurance agent would come to these loan officers and give them treats like, donuts, cookies, and things like that, and pretty much beg for their business. So the loan officer had a whole bunch of insurance agents to choose from. What I did was, because I learned how to do paid ads, how I would approach loan officers is, hey, look, I'm invested in your business. I want to help your business grow. So I'm going to send you people that are looking to buy a new house. So I started generating leads to my referral partners and giving them leads for free. All I asked for was for their business, right? And eventually what would happen was they would just send me all of their business. And, once I had 5, 6 loan officers, it was a lot more consistent. So that was my biggest strategy. And that's a strategy that I taught other agents how to do, because my return on that was so high. And I created a calculator just to show you guys how much more return I got on this versus anything else. Now, for paid ads, a good return on that would be anywhere from 3 to 5x, which I was able to do. Google Business Profile, I really can't put a return on investment on number on that, because that was more of a longer game. And once I got that going, I really didn't spend much time on it. But let me show you a calculator to show you guys. I created this just to show what my cost was versus what I got back. Now, when I first started, I started with the lower budget than $500, but we're going to do it $500 because if you're going to be putting any type of marketing, I think that's a decent budget to start off with, is $500. And what you want to do is you want to target loan officers that are sending you at minimum 2 to 3 deals a month. You want to target loan officers that are doing at least that. And like I said, your closing rate on these is going to be very high. We're closing these higher than 80% because, like I said, they were pretty much a done deal, unless for whatever reason they didn't close on the business. Now, in my area, this is actually pretty low. I talked to someone in Florida. They said their annual premium is $2,000. So let's just go on the low end. Let's just say you have a $500 budget. For a $500 budget, you're going to be able to feed 6 loan officers, because our average, for me, my average cost per lead for a new home buyer is anywhere from $4 to $7, depending on your area. So let's just say for $500 budget, you can feed up to 6 loan officers. Let's just say your home commission rate is 12%. And let's just project, I don't know, in 3 years. Well, let's just do 12 months, what it's going to look like. Let's just say you have 6 loan officers sending you only 2 deals a month. Okay. Only 2 deals a month. You're getting 12 leads and you're closing 10, and your home commission is $2,400. You're getting about a 5x return on your investment on this. Now that's right on par of just running straight ads. But I don't know about you guys, but we at least at the minimum would cross sell 50%. I know some captive agents that 100% close. They bundle everything, and if they don't bundle it, they just won't do the deal. But let's just say you only close 50% of the people that you sell homes to, and your annual auto premium is $3,000. That might be low. I think that might be low for my area. And then your commission rate on those is 10%. Now your return on this jumps to 8. Let's just say you're closing 75%, and maybe your commission's 12%. Now your return on this is 10x. For me, my return on my investment was like 15x in the beginning when I first started this. It was really high because I was lucky and fortunate enough to get some LOs that were sending me more than 2 deals a month. And eventually those guys got so busy that they just wanted to work with me and they didn't care if I send them leads anymore because it just got so big. So what you want to do is you want to start with some loan officers that you know are going to do well in the future and grow with them. And then and in the beginning, they might send you 2 deals, then they might be sending you 3 and then 4. And you can see where your return on your investment goes higher. So I talked about the different tier groups. I mean, you can try them all for yourself, but you can see what I've tried and what has worked for me. If you guys need help on any of this, the Google My Business, the paid ads, the referral partnerships, let me know. I have helped a lot of agents grow their insurance agency through this specific way of getting them loan officers and then having them send their business. So if you guys need help with any of that, let me know. Talk to you soon.